So today I'm going to be sharing with you all the reasons why I think that you should travel alone. And I have a really bad memory. And so I'm going to be reading everything off of my iPad, but they're my notes that I've written down. So to begin with, I think that you should travel alone if you ever go through any breakup, any life-altering situation. You lose a job, you lose your closest friendships, you go through something that really devastates you, and pack your shit up and go. And I've seen videos about people being like, oh yeah, should I travel solo? Should I travel alone? I'm so scared. People are telling me this, people are telling me that. And all I'm gonna say is people are projecting their fears on you. And if you ever feel called to travel alone, you definitely should. It is the world telling you it is something that you need to experience. You have to get out of your comfort zone and experience life for yourself. And think about how amazing it is. I mean, better than waking up and you're in Paris and you walk up to somebody and you're like, est-ce que vous le comprenez l'anglais? And they look at you and they say, huh? And you're like, shit, did I say it wrong? Or showing up to Bali and, you booked an Airbnb, you thought you got this really great place. It's right next to the yoga barn, which is where you wanted to go. It's supposedly has really nice outdoor pool, walking distance to all these restaurants, all these exciting things. You had all these plans that you wanted to have, and you show up there and the place is full of bugs, white little bugs on the pillowcases, white little bugs on the sheets, white little bugs in the bathroom, a broken seat, a broken toilet seat, all these things that you wouldn't think would happen. And now you have to figure out what to do, in the same way that when you met that French person and you were like, hey, excuse me, do you speak French? In your head, which is what you understood. And they look at you like, what are you saying? That doesn't even make sense, right? The same way that you had to figure out what to do in that situation, now you have to figure out what to do in this situation where you potentially have bugs in your bed. In each of these situations, you're kind of put into a difficult spot where you don't know what to do, right? But then I think what traveling alone shows you is you're going to work everything out. Where at the start, maybe you were more shy, more nervous, more hesitant to speak up for yourself. You're gonna find that you're speaking up for yourself and you're advocating for yourself. And I think that's something beautiful that comes out of traveling alone. If anyone tells you not to solo travel, you need to do it, okay? So reasons why you should travel alone. So you're gonna make new friends. You're gonna learn all about boundaries. So remember I mentioned the situation where I showed up at this Airbnb in Bali and it was filthy. And I ended up bumping into someone. I made a new friend who actually helped me find new housing in his hotel. And amazing that I bumped into him. It was meant to be, honestly, because it was the first night that I was there. And he helped me out with that situation. But he also showed me something even more important, was how I need to put boundaries in my life, right? And how I need to learn to say no, and how, just because somebody helps you out doesn't mean they're owed your time. And I learned a lot of that from that situation. As well, when you make new friends, you meet people from different cultures. You have conversations that open up your mind, that broaden your horizon. I don't know about all of you, but I grew up in a very small town. I went to college nearby. Everything I did was within 10 miles of where I lived. So when I got out, when I actually began traveling on my own, it was life-changing. My first time traveling solo, actually, I was 22 years old and I took a job abroad. Like I mentioned before, if you're looking for a change in your life, if you've gone through something devastating, if you've gone through a breakup, if you've gone through, someone close to you passed away, friendships ended, a new career, those are the best times for you to pack your shit up and go. And I've learned this and I've done this. And every single time that I have learned so much about myself. I've put myself in a better headspace. I've made better decisions. I've had opportunities open up all over the world. I've made new friends. I've learned how to do all these things that if I just stayed at home and in my comfort zone, I would have never experienced and I never would have learned from. So going back to what I was saying before, learn how to make decisions on your own time. You stand up for yourself. You learn to advocate for yourself. You end up having to make decisions that align with what you want, like whether it's like going to eat or how you want to spend your time. Do you want to take this yoga class? Do you want to do this sound bath? Like whatever, I'm just giving examples. Do you want to go to this museum? Do you want to go to this art show? Like you have to now make these decisions, and it teaches you how to stand on your own a lot more and not be so dependent on others and on their opinions and what they value. And it teaches you to value your own thoughts and your own beliefs. And you take more time to really think of, what do I want to do? What's going to make me happy? And that's something when you travel with someone, you're not going to experience that. So you step out of your comfort zone, you find new opportunities, and you listen to your intuition instead of listening to those around you. It's honestly just the best thing to do. If you ever go through a breakup, again, if you ever go through anything devastating, just pack your bags, get the hell out. You are going to get over whatever it is that you're going through. I really enjoyed when I was going through my own situation. It wasn't really a breakup. It was a whole bunch of things all at once, but I went to Bali. Every other day I got a massage. I did yoga every single day. I met strangers who became friends. I learned how people don't make eye contact, which was something really wild to me. People don't know how to connect. I learned how to connect with others. I smiled at strangers, which was something that felt a little unnatural. I learned to walk slower. I read books that I probably would have been introduced to anyway, but if I hadn't taken certain classes, I would have not been introduced to them at the time that I had been introduced to them. I went to something called ecstatic dance. I danced, I cried a lot, whether it was in conversations with strangers or whether it was on my walk alone in the rain or sitting in my bedroom. I took some time to really think about what type of life that I wanted. I made a vision board. I took a love language test, and I figured out what it is that I had to do to myself to fill my own cup instead of focusing on filling other people's cups. And through doing that, I discovered what I needed the most. So I feel like whenever someone around you tells you not to travel, it's because they're afraid. And if they're afraid and they don't want to step out of their comfort zone and grow, it doesn't mean that you need to follow their lead and stay in that space. It's your life, and when an opportunity comes your way, you need to take it. Because only then will you transform, and only then will you become a different person. And only then, like, I have so many friends around the world. I've had so many amazing experiences. I've done so many amazing things. I just feel so blessed whenever I think about it. And sometimes I forget. And then all you have to do is look at your camera roll and remember that you live a full life, and that when life doesn't go your way, you realize that everything is in your power, and you can take everything that's not working your way and make it the life that you want. Because at the end of the day, it is our life. So you break up, don't stay stagnant. You go through some shit, don't stay stagnant. Do something exciting, get out of your comfort zone. And I hope this helps somebody who's going through some crappy situation.